Hello everyone. Today we're going to work on some of the strength poses that we use in yoga in front lying position or prone position, like locust. So we're going to start with a warm-up. And what's a great warm-up is our cat-cow, because with that cat-cow, you can take your range of motion, a nice easy range of motion. Cow is when the belly drops. Cat is as a pull up into the abdomen, letting the head drop. You can use a slight elbow bend. The reason this cat-cow or cow-cat is used in different kinds of exercises, Pilates, and just other kinds of strength training, is because there's very little shearing on the spine. So it provides a nice range of motion warm up, taking the back through an easy range of motion without a lot of loading on the spine. And then from here, bringing the knees a little closer together, extending one leg up. This also provides some back work and abdominals. Opposition, if you can only hold one limb up, it will be the leg. 3 breaths. And then using your focal point for this also, so you're looking either straight down or slightly forward. Again, the elbows can be slightly bent. Most people tend to use their straight elbows on this. Focal point, and then come down back to hand and knee. Readjust my poster. Next, we're going to take a side lean in hand and knee position. And I really am doing this a lot lately because I start with a nice solid hand and knee, and I'm walking the hands over to one side, keeping the hips totally in place, then holding and making sure you keep your breathing going. And then coming back to center. Again, no movement in the hips. Hips stay right in place. Walking to the second side, so it's a side lean. And then back to center. Let's release in the child's pose. Pulling back. And then into a plank pose, either from your knees or from your feet in your plank. Taking the breath in and coming down nice and carefully. Stretching your legs out long. Inhale. And let's stretch the legs back and come up into a Sphinx. So our Sphinx, we have a chin parallel to the floor, elbows down, eyes are straight out. Gives us a little bit of a back arch. And then coming down from there, releasing down into the floor. Let's bring one foot up, holding the foot and pressing down into the heel, into frog. These are single leg frogs. So we feel the stretch in the front thigh, the quadriceps. And then releasing, taking the second side. Let's say that you cannot reach the foot. You can come up, prop up a little bit, hold on to your sock, and just hold on to the sock on this one if you prefer. And then come back down. So next we're going to take the rocket. The rocket, we're getting into the strength portion of our front lying position. And this is when the chest is lifted off the floor. And for that rocket, because it's just the upper body that's lifted, doesn't have to be very much at all, I'm going to use a little elevation. So those of you without flexible backs, you can use a little bit of elevation, and the hip bones are going to be on the floor, but your belly is propped up a little bit so that it makes it a little bit easier with the arms back to come up, feet are on the ground, and take the hold. And we're using glute muscles for the strength in the back and the whole backs of the legs. The arms, you don't have to come up very high at all. And for this hold, I would hold just up to about 20 seconds maximum. Breathing, nice easy breath. Resting. Then, when you're going to do round 2, stretch your legs, contract your glute muscles, inner legs closer together. Square off shoulders and head. Come up and breathe. The feet again are down. We're not lifting the feet yet. Breathing up to about 20 seconds, and you can do several sets of these. And then pushing up and back into child's pose. Really needs a nice good stretch. So the next pose we're going to do is the full locust. In the full locust, you have a lot of times before locust pose, besides cat-cow, opposition leg lift, you can do several leg lifts, just maybe a little bit higher to get the back working. But remember that it does not have to be a high lift. So we're in frontline position, prone position. Arms are back on our start position. This is full locust in Iyengar yoga style. In breath, pull up in the navel. On the exhale, squeeze your inner legs together and lift both the torso and the legs off the floor. Again, it can be a very minimal lift. And maxing out at about 20 seconds. Take your breath, releasing. And let's take a second set. Inhale, prepare, lift your navel, squeeze your glutes together, inner legs together. Focal point. You can look straight down. Some people like to look forward, but make sure that there's no compression in the neck. And once again, about a 20-second hold is fine here. And then coming out of it, we're going to push up and back. First into the child's pose. Resting the back. Child's pose can be with the knees apart, knees together, arms forward, arms back. And then we're going to go into another kind of rest pose called the pigeon resting pose. Sorry, everybody, we're back. And in this pigeon resting pose, I'm going to bring one leg far forward and the other leg way back. Now, if I were to stay in upright position, that would be the pigeon, but I'm going to do pigeon rest and release. And then take your second side. Pigeon resting. The knee can be out to the side, or it can be very parallel as I'm doing it. And releasing. Okay, we're just going to take a quick break here. I want to see if I have my tape